Hello. We're trying this again. This is episode 2 of the UnNamed NASCAR podcast. Let me just get a few things set up right here. Make sure that's muted. It indeed is. All right. Okay, quite a lot of, I don't get it, latency or whatever between the not even latency really, but I just can't quite see much. So what is going to happen right now is I got a couple, I mean just one guest lined up to be on here. So first off, let me give it to my other. Load up, please. Hey, Jimmy, what's up? Okay, I got everything here set up, sure. First off, we need to tackle a few bit of NASCAR news. First off, I mentioned it yesterday, but that video's gone. Thank you so much for that. 125 subscribers, that's very nice. First off, Suarez is expected to be announced as the replacement in the 41 next week, most likely Monday. I look forward to see what he does in the 41 when he's announced to it. So, for my hair is so messed up, but will there be another ear rape video? Well, it depends if my voice can survive it, and it basically depends if my voice can survive it, and there's no one else in the house. If there's no one else in the house, you bet there's another one coming. But it will most likely have to be in reaction to a race or a business move. Speaking of business moves, okay, no one messaged me. Why did I get pinged? I should be not getting pinged. I swear to God. Oh, hey, he mentioned me. I've been mentioned. Hey, Eric. If you, actually, no, I'll just PM you a link if you wish to join this. So, there you are. There you go, Eric. That is the link to join if you wish to do so. You do not have to have your camera on. You could just have your channel icon there. I just have it on so I can, for me, it's just easier, really. Voices, you have to do a lot more, put effort into getting emotion into your voices. So,
there's me, the first official guest of this podcast. Well, I don't think, well, this is episode 2, so I don't know if they...
Yeah, last week we had Kyle on, and then my actual co-host, TNT Motorsports. This podcast was his idea. Yeah, he just allowed me to host it because my internet is quote unquote better.
All right. So, what do we do here?
Well, right now TNT said we should shorten these up to about an hour or so, because we're not as big as the podcast boys. We can't stretch it out to 2 hours. But here we're going to discuss some NASCAR news and some other off-topic stuff. I think, a good schedule for it would be for the first 15-20 minutes, talk about NASCAR news and our thoughts on it. Of course, we can answer questions about it in the comments here, and then for the rest of it, we talk about some other stuff like we're doing, some stuff we're planning for the future, like say in 2019. Like you plan to more Michael Waltrip memes, obviously.
Yeah.
For the first news I want to discuss, I'm sure you've heard of it. Ross Chastain is now out of the 42 car.
That sucks so much. Oh my gosh.
I mean, literally.
I mean, he deserves it so much. I mean, you see how well he did, like at Darlington, Las Vegas. It's awful.
I mean, I don't know what to say, really. Just Chastain, he earned the 42 car. He fully earned it.
Yeah. Like he's not one of these pay drivers, he just like actually came up through ranks. He earned that because they noticed how well he was doing in that like crappy equipment with I think JD, yeah. And then like it was like, oh, let's give this guy a chance. You see what he's done with all this equipment, and if he's in our equipment, he'd win, and that's what he did. He could have won he could have won Darlington, but he had the incident with
Harvick.
Yeah, but I think he still finished good in that race. I think I don't remember if he didn't after any
25th in that race, but he finished still. But
yeah,
Harvick then ripped into him in post-race interview, and that YouTube video got so many dislikes.
Yeah, I mean that's Harvick, so yeah, I'm not surprised.
I mean, my video of the Harvick situation there. I think it was the angriest I got without being over dramatic. That Moffitt video, I definitely decided to scream just to scream. But the Harvick video, I'm a Harvick fan. I like Harvick, but
yeah, me too.
He made it hard to be a Harvick fan that day.
I mean, that's just his personality. I mean, like one of the things I dream out in NASCAR is like to bring back like the Kyle Busch Harvick rivalry, because that was awesome. Like in 2011 and stuff. Like that's like the best modern rivalry in my opinion. So
yeah, literally the best rivalries are usually some that here rivalries I think of Dale Earnhardt Sr. versus everybody, particularly Jeff Bodine and Jeff Gordon, obviously. But
yeah, I mean, no rivalries come and go. So I mean, except I think for Keselowski and Kyle Busch, that's kind of that like started like around 2009, kind of like eased out, but like it's had a few flashes recently. So yeah. But oh well. So I mean, now the kind of rivalries are like the new drivers versus the old ones. Like Blaney and Harvick got into it. I think last year. Well, not last year, but like 2017 at Martinsville. That was fun. Like, and whenever Harvick's in a rivalry, it's like always fun. It's great. I mean, it's really entertaining. So,
is there any way I can just like shorten my camera because I don't like all this space out here?
I don't think so. I think you're gonna have to deal with it as we got Kyle in here. What's up, Kyle?
Hello.
I don't think yes, there is.
What?
No, don't do that. That just prioritizes me.
So, Kyle, what are your opinions on the Ross Chastain news from earlier today?
Well, it sucks for Ross Chastain. Actually, yeah, it sucks for Ross Chastain, and hopefully he could get signed to a team that's. I mean, hopefully he could get signed to another team before the season starts, so more teams could go ahead and see how good he actually is, and he could eventually get signed to a better team. Well, maybe a cup team, better cup team.
I feel like he just might get a ride, but there's always that chance that he does not. So,
I mean, things I can see opening up for him. The JR Motorsports 9 that's open for, Zane Smith's taking like 7 or so races.
Yeah.
So, okay.
He's only taking the short tracks because I don't think he's old enough. So, I don't know. So,
manually had. God damn it.
Goodell Jr. is only signing people with sponsors. That's really it. Because remember what he said about Brett Moffitt?
Yeah. I frankly am not too pleased with Junior for that.
I mean, he's got to make money somehow. So
Sure, he has to make money somehow, but that's where I wish he was more like his dad. Dale Sr., if he saw talent in someone, he would put him in his car. He would not care about sponsorship.
Michael Waltrip, that's what he actually did. That's why Michael Waltrip went to 2000. Oh, in 2001 he went to DI. Because I remember seeing Michael Waltrip's Daytona 500. However, looking back, because it was in 2017. It's on YouTube, like Fox Sports. It was like reviewing his Daytona 500s, and he was like talking about like, oh, I'm thankful for him putting me in the number 15 because he said that he saw potential in me. That's how he got the ride, and it's basically how he won.
I remember him seeing that video of him reminiscing about his Daytona career. We just saw Daytona as just this big entity to him. He said he was talking to Dale Sr. He's like, he knew time was running out for him to get a top ride because he was going on 400 races without a win, 500. Yeah. He said Dale came up to him and really said, "If you were in my car, you'd win."
Mm-hmm. And that's basically what happened in the first race. So that was cool.
I mean, literally, like Waltrip and Earnhardt Jr., they were unstoppable on plate tracks. Yeah. Unstoppable.
The dream team.
Really, the only two that could stand up to them were probably Johnson and Gordon. But even though that was very rare.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Ben's here now. Welcome to the podcast, Ben.
Hey. Hello.
My own views on the Chastain incident. For one, I'm not going to rat on NASCAR for it because it's not their fault at all. It's DC Solar's fault for not paying their taxes.
Yeah.
But I will put some blame on NASCAR because they just made this business model so expensive that sponsorship dollars mean everything. Which, and these rags to riches story, Austin Terrio, Schrader put him in his ride to see what he could do. He won a championship in ARCA with record-breaking statistics. Next season, lost his ride.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why the competition level has gone down in NASCAR, because like they're not signing all these deserving drivers, they're signing all these paid drivers. Like I think that's like one of the big things. Like that's why people are complaining about the races, because like there's not enough talent. That's why these people are dominating, because for one, there's not a lot of money to keep the little teams afloat. And how the little teams keep themselves afloat are these pay drivers. So it's not really a good combination. So that's my thoughts.
I mean, I can take some solace that Chastain still has a cup ride in premium motorsports, though I don't have much confidence in that team as a general. But Chastain's been known to build up teams from a starting park to playoff runs, so...
Because, like, I know he's fit. Iowa it's his best track because he got JD Motorsports he got him top fives there. So, and that's
Iowa's good for underfunded people essentially. Ryan Sieg almost won that race in 2017.
Yeah, I believe so.
Buscher won.
It was the race that I think Byron won.
No. Buscher technically wasn't underfunded, but he was in the 60 car, so...
I'm talking about the one with Ryan Sieg?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about 2015, but the one where Ryan Sieg finished second, Byron did win it, but barely.
Yeah. That was an exciting race. I remember watching it.
For just the situation in general, I hope Chastain can find himself a good ride, but he still has ties to Ganassi, so he should be fine, but I just don't really know how to feel about it. He still has a ride. He'll still be in NASCAR, but just not in the 42 car. But
I mean, yeah, in the Xfinity series, I feel like he might get another one, but like only time will tell. Because I know, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to tie that into Suarez's announcement coming soon, but I remember that it doesn't have anything to do with it. So, oops.
Yeah. I heard rumors actually that it was a rumor, and you probably saw it on your Discord in a predictions video, in the predictions channel, that there could be a possibility that Larson gets out of the 42 car, and then Suarez goes to the 42, and then Stewart does everything in his power to pick up Larson.
I don't know. I feel like Ganassi would just like hang on for dear life to Larson because that's the driver keeping them afloat, and you'd want the driver to keep your ship alive and not to sink. And I feel like if Ganassi lost Larson, then they would go downhill. I think they added Kurt Busch one because like sponsorship, but maybe if they had the chance of Larson leaving after the season, then they still have Kurt Busch. But Larson staying, and I think Chastain, because Kurt said this was his last season. I don't think there's an official announcement about it, but this likely is. So, and then I'm pretty sure. Well, the predictions say that Chastain's going to pick up the number 1 car in 2020. So, yeah. But, I mean, Kurt Busch's decision to go there, I don't really like because you know how good he was at Stewart-Haas. And it's just really a step down because you're going from SHR equipment, which is like one of the best in NASCAR, to like a midfield with Chip Ganassi. And that his talent showed because he won Bristol. He had like 4 poles this year. I think he won the pole award of 5. I'm pretty sure he won like this pole award for at the end of the year. And then like he was so good, but just stepping down to Chip Ganassi, I don't agree with because like he was having a career resurgence at the SHR, especially this last year. It's just like I don't agree with him stepping down to Chip Ganassi. I mean, even though this is his last season, so it's like you want to end on top, like at a good team, but no, I guess not.
All right, and welcome to the podcast here, Slow Motion. Good to have you here. My boy Ben says, hooking up a new PS4. There we go.
Nice. Took a while to say that.
Yes.
I know.
I can take solace in the fact, though, that Kurt Busch going to the 1 car, that puts McMurray out of the 1 car, so we won't have any big ones at Daytona.
No, well, he is winning the Daytona 500 in the 40 car and Speed Weeks. McMurray is, so he's got a sponsor. I forgot what it is. It's like a local sponsor, I think, but he's running Speed Weeks, and then that's it. He's calling it a career after that, and then he's joining, I think, Fox, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Fox, and Allmendinger's going to NBC, so.
Yeah, that's cool, because they just announced, I think, yesterday or this morning, that it would be Lee Diffie, AJ Allmendinger, and some other guy for IMSA commentating for, IMSA on NBC and NBCSN. So that's really cool. Like, especially like with Lee Diffie, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Lee Diffie is awesome. I mean, that Michigan race that he commentated for the Cup Series, while it was kind of boring, it kept me entertained.
Yes. He commentated 2 races, I believe it was Watkins Glen and Michigan. Because Rick Allen, in college, he was a track person, so we ran a lot of track in. I think the track, like, World Championships or something was on NBC, so he had to go commentate that. And that's why he was absent there. And Lee Diffie stepped in, so. But, like, I feel like Rick Allen's he's a good commentator, don't get me wrong. But, like, I feel like he'd be better. He's meant for the truck series. He's like looking back at the footage when he was doing truck series for Speed. It was good, but, like, I don't feel like he's Cup level. Like, I know Alan Bestwick got released from ESPN, and he actually tweeted this morning. I know somebody tweeted at him. Here, let me pull up the tweet right here. He replied to somebody's tweets, like, somebody said, "Oh, I hope you're in NASCAR soon. Oh, man, we miss you so much." And then it was the Orange Cone. I got it right here. It was this morning. He was like, and then Alan replied about 4 hours ago. He was like, "Thanks, Cone, and everyone else who jumped in. Appreciate you." But, like, he's seeing that these people really want him calling NASCAR action, because the original tweet was, I wish at Alan Bestwick was calling NASCAR action somewhere in 2019. So, and like, he recognized that. So I feel like that's a stepping stone. I don't think he's actually going to commentate something in 2019, but maybe in the future, because his ESPN contract's dead and he's not going to be there anymore. So I feel like he could step into the plate of NASCAR, like dip his toes into it within the next few years, but I don't see him doing it in 2019.
Yeah, I think he'd be perfect. My whole thoughts about Alan Bestwick, I'll get into in a moment, but I think he would be good in trucks, especially because it would be replacing Vince Welch. But
yeah,
Welch has improved, but he has not improved enough to satisfy my needs.
Hey, he is a legend.
True. They're rocking and spinning, coming to the line.
I know. Gosh, I know Kyle can do like the best Vince Welch impression I've heard. It's great. But
Kyle, do your best Vince Welch. Your favorite Vince Welch quote. Your favorite.
I'm eating a burrito.
Oh wow, we can just save it for later then.
Are you eating a burrito?
Yeah, but like, I know like a lot of people give hate to Rick Allen for his commentating and stuff, but like, somebody needs to replace Vince Welch more. I mean, I like Vince Welch. I like him, but he's, you've seen what he's done. Eldora from this last year. Derby. It's just.
I mean, of all the lead announcers per the broadcast teams, we got, Mike Joy, Adam Alexander, Vince Welch, Allen, and Letarte. Probably the worst of them is Welch, obviously. Second, in my opinion, is Adam Alexander. Then it's Letarte, Allen, then Joy is the best.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of like commentators and good commentators, I know this last year, because NBC at Darlington, they usually do throwback, everybody basically knows it, but like they did it with commentators, and they do Ken Squire, Ned Jarrett, and Dale Jarrett, but like, excuse me, they didn't do it this past year, and that really got me upset, because like, it's so cool to see, even for like a few laps. I mean, it was just so cool to see, and then it just sucks that they didn't do it this past year.
They didn't do it because Ken Squire was unavailable. I'm not really sure, but I would say overall this year, NBC thoroughly kicked Fox Sports' ass.
Yeah,
and they're like, it's no disrespect to Fox. Well, mainly it probably is, I guess. But Fox has just become so bland. 18th year of Mike Joy, 18th year of DW. One of them needs to go.
Introducing Michael Waltrip to the new Cup Series broadcast team, replacing his brother. No. Gosh.
Michael is best left on the grid walk. He is funny on the grid walk.
Yeah, but I mean, you've seen what he does in trucks. I mean, I don't think he's a Cup level. I feel like just to leave, because Larry McReynolds he's a good, like, he's not like a main commentator, but he's one of those like side commentators, and it was sad to see him go, but like he's still there. But I know Fox is doing their new virtual thing, and that's why they are leaving. Oh, excuse me, they're not doing Race Hub at that site. They're doing all on a digital studio. So they're gonna have pre-race. I think. Excuse me. They're gonna have pre-race there. I think. I know Larry Mack and Race Hub is confirmed to be on there. So Larry Mack won't be at the track. He's gonna be in some studio in Charlotte. But I think pre-race is gonna be there. I don't know. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it is. So it's just times. I mean, Fox is changing. So, but like, not really. So
I mean, Fox, but yeah, I agree. NTDC 42, Larry Mack is indeed amazing. I feel like the way Fox has done things this year has went for the worse, because the Geico 500, I'm sure you can remember the broadcast of it. That was abysmal. they placed commercials horribly.
Yeah,
And
really.
I mean, literally every 3 minutes there's a commercial. You got that. My name is Doug, and I have mesothelioma. That commercial was overplayed. Overplayed. I don't care about the commercials really. Just give us some variety, please.
Gosh, I remember in 2016, 2015, it was like Toyota was like rule the world thing. It was like King of the World or whatever. Like that one. That was so overplayed. And then you had, I think 2016 or 2017. No, it was 2016. You had that Dale Jr. nationwide one. It was like a lot of people helped get me here, and I'd like to thank my friends. My sisters, Tony and John, or whatever. Like, just, and then I don't know if there's really an overplayed commercial from this year. I don't really remember it. So, but like
The Denny Hamlin commercial with that deaf kid.
oh yeah. That's. And then I know the NASCAR, their commercials have stepped up. I think it's because the monster thing, but like the ones where it's like black and white mostly, and there's like some color, like those ones. Those are really good, and I really like the playoff commercials too. Like the I'm just fulfilling my destiny one. Like those were really good. So that's
Funny thing, a scene from commercials, NBC, sometimes they don't have anything to fill the gap, so they literally just show a small, 5-second video of the peacock, and just you just see it for 5 seconds. You're like, did the TV die or something? I mean, you probably, I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's probably my coverage, but it's just funny for me to see. They don't have enough time, so they just show the peacock. It changes green to yellow to red, but if the way Fox has handled things this year, I say has gone downhill, especially for the trucks broadcasts, because I think over half the broadcasts were from a studio in Charlotte, and you can tell because they are inept.
I didn't really notice that from this year.
The Canadian Tire race for me.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Really, they really. I think the broadcast boys couldn't hear anything that was going on from the race, and all the video feed they were getting was glitching out, so they really couldn't see anything either. So they went to a pretty long commercial break and missed the restart and almost missed the finish of the race.
Yeah, I think I remember that just long commercial. I don't really remember a lot from Canadian Tire this year, except for the finish. So,
all right, now let's talk about some other things in terms of the races this year. Of all the races you've seen, of course, during races, do you ever feel like it's a bit weird and there's that other zone you go into when a red flag comes out? You're like, okay, then. I mean, for me, literally, when a red flag comes out in a race, there's always that moment where I get a little bit of chills. I don't know why, but it's just like there's some wrecks where you think, why did they red flag them? And other times you say they should red flag races.
I mean, I feel like there should be red flags, but just not overdone. So,
And for me, if there's oil on the track and it takes more than 5 laps to clean it, red flag the thing.
yeah. I mean, gosh, this got me remembering that one. It was the Fall Martinsville race, I think, from I want to say 2016, 2017, where it was pit stops, so they took 20 laps under yellow just to figure out the order and everything. It was insane.
Well, I think they had to run the laps because they need to get everyone's scoring monitors to constantly update so they can get to the right placement, but they could have done that so much easier.
Yeah, maybe. Oh well, I mean, they do the best, their best. So.
Jimmy says, "Who is our picks to win the 500?" My pick is Busher. He's my favorite driver. I have to go with him.
Mine's Michael. No, I'm joking. It's I'd say Brad Keselowski. So
Fords aren't going to be that good this year. If the Goodyear tires actually work this year, like they have it in the last 2 Daytona 500s, I'm going with Kyle Busch.
Yeah, because Kyle Busch has just blew a tire in the last 2 500s, so that sucked for him.
And those are tragic.
Yeah, I picked Busher because he finished top 5 in both Daytona races, so he's got a chance.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Daytona because you don't know what to expect. Plus, uh, these last 2 Daytona 500s have been like wreck fest. Like,
Wreckfest.
yeah, I know 2016 had like big ones like all around it, and then 2017. Well, no, 2017 had the big wrecks around it, and
The
then
real race with the big wrecks was that 2017 fall Talladega race.
Oh my god.
Just thinking of that race physically exhausts me.
2016 spring Talladega race.
Where Busher and Matt Kenseth flipped.
Yeah, and then Harvick went on his side. And
oh my gosh, that was insane.
okay. First, it was Edwards and Jr. that wrecked. Well, I think that was first. Or was it when Michael Waltrip spun around and he saved
No, it was like, I think Dale Jr. crashed first, and then they had a restart from like some caution. I think no, it was Edwards blowing a tire, and then Dale Jr. So they come from caution from that. Michael Waltrip stayed out. He was the leader, and then Logano and Truex were pushing each other. So they bumped Michael Waltrip down the back, and that I guess upset Michael Waltrip's car. Like he got bumped hard, or at least in like a unique spot, and that just sent him around. Well, not around, but it sent him off course into the infield, and that's what they came back in open 3.
AKA probably his best save ever.
Man, Michael Waltrip, that 2017 Daytona 500, I wish he had some help to get to that front pack.
I know.
He would have won that race if he got to the front pack.
I was there, but like I left the race with 10 to go because we wanted to beat traffic, and so we were like down, like out of the track with 3 to go. So we just watched the rest of the race on the TVs they have out there. So yeah.
I mean, I remember Elliott, Chase Elliott leading that race. He took him up to the high line. I'm thinking, like, he ended up running out of fuel, and like he literally just turned it into a fuel mileage race at the end.
Basically, because I know Larson ran out of gas.
Chase Elliott ran out of gas. Truex ran out of gas.
And then, didn't Logano run out of gas too?
I think he finished in the top 5 still.
I don't know, because I know, it was Elliott, yeah. And then I was thinking of because I knew somebody like ran out of gas, but then like was staying with the pack somehow for a few laps. So I don't know.
It amazes me that Michael Waltrip was the highest finishing Toyota in that race.
I know he got like 8. That was insane. Because that was his final race. That was awesome. I wish I didn't notice it because like I wasn't there to see it. But like I wish like he had help to get up there.
Like he was the only car like to not have damage at all throughout that race.
Yeah, he was like one of 4, I think. But like I think his car was the cleanest.
Okay. Back to this year, hang on. If you had 2, I think Jimmy's trying to ask if we could pick 2 races to have gone to in a 2013 season. Where would we have gone? I would have went to probably Auto Club and Homestead.
I don't know, man. I mean, all I remember from 2013 is Kyle Larson's incident, Harvick and Johnson, and gosh, I don't remember the rest. I know Johnson won the championship, but that's why I want to make a video about 2013. It's just the forgotten year of NASCAR because they didn't really have a lot of memorable moments.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, literally forgettable year. Matt Kenseth won like 7 races that season.
He should have won the title.
Yeah. Back to 2018. Overall, the races you watched in the year, what was the worst red flag crash you've seen?
Ooh.
I don't remember, man.
I'm going to say Bubba Wallace at Pocono.
No.
Probably. Because that was like, it wasn't that bad, but it was still like a lot of whiplash that he had. Let me see. Let me look up that video of the NASCAR red flags from this season.
Yeah.
Auto Rockin' Racing 94. There's your shout out.
Yeah. Oh, that first red flag of the year was that Texas big one with Johnson and everybody. It was what, Kozlowski, Hamlin. Yeah, and then that Kansas crash with
Already.
William Byron, that was a big one too.
Was it
I think
McMurray's flip a red flag?
that was practice, but whenever there's like a caution in practice, it's always a red flag. So, but like so
Let's see. The Food City 500 got red flagged 4 times. My lord.
yeah, that's because of rain. There's like only one other incident. That was like Ryan Blaney's wreck.
Yeah.
Food City. Oh wait, you said Food City. I thought you meant the.
See, there's the Kansas wreck where Byron decided to fly on Ryan Newman.
I feel like that's probably probably the worst this year.
And there's Michigan where Boyer won.
Newman has had like 6 or 7 cars on him.
Okay, there was only one red flag in the Pepsi, not Pep, Coke Zero 400.
That was the big one with late in the race.
Yeah,
with
big one.
Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, the big one with the overtime finish. Yeah, Johnson got involved in it because he didn't have any. He decided to not hit the brakes. I still feel bad for Johnson that race because he had the best car that race essentially.
Yeah. He's just 2018 was such a bad year from him. I hope he rebounds this next year because it's just like I like Hendrick Motorsports. They're my favorite team. So because like I don't really have a favorite like current driver. Excuse me, but like I just like if I had to choose one, it'd be William Byron. But like I don't really hate any drivers. It's just I watch NASCAR because it's fun. I love it. So I like.
There are 2 drivers that I remember hating with a passion.
I hate Dylan Lumpkin with a fiery passion.
Truex Jr. for me, and then last year, Danica Patrick, because of her Kansas interview.
I hate Dylan Lumpkin because he cost Carl Edwards the championship.
Yikes. Well, the only person I feel like I hate, well, I dislike Austin Cindric because he just crashes. I know it was earlier this year, 2018, it was like 10 weekends in a row that he wrecked out. And it was just insane. It was like, why is this guy have a ride? I mean, he's only good at like road courses and that's it. So it's like, he just crashes so much. He's just such a waste of talent. But he's just a pay driver. So it's just like, it sucks that he has to be there. And he's probably going to get a cup ride within the next few years. But like, maybe because, you know, he just crashes so much. It's like, he's like the new Danica Patrick. So.
Or David Stremme.
Was David Stremme a pay driver? I don't remember if he was or not.
Yeah, I don't think he was a pay driver.
Yeah, because
without a doubt, worst pay driver
Thomas Henley
is Michael Annett.
Oh gosh, even hold on.
17.
Gosh,
Bad seasons, Jimmy Johnson 2018. I hope to see in 1 year's time bad seasons Martin Truex Jr. 2019.
I hope that Eric Jones wins the championship with 12 races. Kyle Busch with 13. Right. That would be the greatest. That would be like, I don't know. That would probably be my favorite season if it happened.
Let's see this aero package be exactly what Jimmy Johnson needs to break every single record possible.
Every race.
14 wins, 31 top 5s, 36 top 10s. The championship.
Blows an engine, loses.
Every lap of every race.
Gosh. Jimmy Johnson out of 4, he blows an engine. No.
Oh, bruh. I would. No.
He blows a tire, spins it. Here comes Ross Chastain.
Oh,
gosh. But I kind of can't wait for this aero package because, like, if it's anything like the All-Star race, it'll be good. So I can't wait.
But with that becomes, you know, whenever they finally figure it out, there's going to be that one driver that if they get out front, no one's catching them.
Probably Harvick.
Or Bush.
It's going to be bad this year.
At Xfinity Pocono, Kyle Busch, he got out front and went to a 15-second lead. So
I mean, I feel like the 2019 Air Package does something to level the competition, but there's always going to be drivers that just excel compared to the rest of the field. And it's just these big name drivers like Truex, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, the big three basically. So
I haven't counted Truex in the big three since the chase started.
yeah, Truex has just been quiet. I don't like whenever they bring up the big three. I'm like, has Truex really done anything lately? I mean, his last one was Kentucky. He won Kentucky. He didn't really have a chance anywhere else except for the Roval. But
Martinsville.
Yeah, but
Jimmy Johnson and Joey Logano.
Yeah.
That's why I still never liked Clayton Hughes, because he thought Jimmy Johnson did that on purpose, taking Truex out. I hate Clayton Hughes with a passion. He's the most arrogant spotter in the garage.
Yikes. I mean, just heat of the moment.
Heat of the moment, you should still have some common sense. Backing into someone, you really don't have any control of the car.
Yeah, you just lock the brakes up. That's literally what happened. So.
This year that
Anyway, about the Chastain news, I want to point out, I'm gonna say there's also good out of this. No leeches for Chip Ganassi in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, like Kyle Larson. I saw Kamikaze do something like it. So, like Kamikaze was talking about in his latest videos, like, thank goodness Kyle Larson's not gonna lead to the Xfinity Series anymore or something. Yeah.
I mean, last year, Larson won 4 races in the Xfinity Series?
Think so.
I still say 3 because Justin Haley won that Daytona race. Nothing's changing my mind. I mean, seriously, NASCAR made the entirely wrong decision with that move. Taking a kid's first win away and giving it to a cup leech, someone who shouldn't even be in that series. Literally, they just shot themselves in the foot with a 10-gauge shotgun.
I know I have a friend who Justin Haley is his favorite driver. He was so upset after that race. Gosh.
I mean, very simple. Really, nothing's changed my mind. Justin Haley won that race. Regan Smith has 2 cup wins.
Oh, wow. I mean, Justin Haley is one of those upcoming drivers. I feel like, because in the truck series, it took him a year to actually, because in 2016 it was kind of quiet, but 2017 was kind of quiet, and 2018 he kind of stepped up. Though granted, literally 2 of his wins were basically handed to him. Texas, he was in the right place at the right time, and same thing for Canadian Tire. So I mean,
dare I say the Gateway, he won that on a restart. Canadian Tire, he was just running third, and then the leaders took themselves out. He's okay, I'll just take this. Then at Texas, Gilliland's pit crew somehow decided to turn it into a fuel mileage race. I mean, seriously, I thought myself, I watched that race, Gilliland had about a 3-second lead over Haley coming into the pit. Afterwards, he had a 6-second lead. And I literally tapped into Discord chat. I'm like, yeah, Gilliland's going to run out of fuel.
I mean, I know that the Texas truck race that you were just talking about, that's the only race from this year I didn't watch because I was so tired that day. I went to bed early. So that's the only race I did not watch this year. So
I was doing reaction to that race, and luckily I fell asleep, because if I would have watched the whole race, I would have been mad. I probably would have broke something. So
yikes.
I'm going to make my predictions video in a couple weeks. I think for our predictions, a bold prediction in trucks, I don't think KBM will win. Well, hang on. Well, let me rephrase that. KBM will still be on the down year. Like last year was. They only won 3 races.
Really?
I think it's going to be the same this year.
They won 3. Oh yeah, Kyle Busch with 2 and Braxton.
Greggy Boy with 1.
Yeah, so really, but Kyle, keep going.
Honestly, I think Gillen's going to be better this year. He could win like 2 or 3 races.
Yeah.
And for me, I feel like, the only good driver that will win for KBM is Kyle Busch himself. I don't think Gilliland really has the... He certainly has the truck, but not really the experience yet because my chair is squeaking. But,
Yeah. Speaking of upcoming drivers, so it was recently announced that Ty Gibbs is going to run part time in ARCA at 15 years old because his I think his grandpa is.
Coach Joe.
Yep. And let's just say he's not very good because he has iRacing. I've raced some iRacing races with him. He is not good at all. He's my friend, which is I think he's been in more races with him. He says he's just gonna be just a wreck fest. Like he's so bad, and he's dirty. Like he's punted me out of the way for no reason. He's only there because of his name. So he's if you ever see Ty Gibbs in a race, it's not gonna be good. So
Yeah.
but
Ben
like
says finally got his PS4 hooked up.
nice. But like it won't be this year because he's 15, so it'd be like 3 years before he goes to Truck Series. But like when you see him, it's not gonna be good.
Yeah. What do you I'm going to go off topic here and say for, certain drivers like, Suarez and Chastain going to new rides in the Cup Series. What do you expect out of them this coming year?
I feel like Suarez is gonna do the same thing as last year, but probably somehow sneak into the playoffs.
It's playoff
Maybe.
bust.
Yeah. I mean, so
I
yeah.
expect Suarez because he's in a team where resources look to be more evenly spread. I expect Suarez to get at least 5 more top 10s, not necessarily more top 5s. He may contend for a win here or there. He may just miss the playoffs too. I expect him to be more consistent, but he won't win.
Yeah. He'll probably be better in standings. Like he's either gonna make the playoffs barely or miss the playoffs barely. That's what I think. But like this year is really important for him.
Good season 2018 with a question mark. Someone who certainly had a good 2018 was Johnny Sauter in trucks.
He's my favorite truck driver.
Yeah, Sauter's my favorite truck driver, followed by Myatt Snyder. It's a very close race.
Yeah, I mean, dang. I mean, Sauter should have won the title this year, but it was Brett Moffitt. But I'm okay with Brett winning it. So, because
Yeah,
they
Moffitt.
both got 6 wins. Well, it could have been 7-5, but Brett Moffitt pulled that photo finish at Michigan. So,
I expect Sauter to be on top of his game again in 2019. Probably not win as many races. But if he does win as many races, he's going to win probably more than 6 this time. So,
yeah, because like he has a lot less competition, so it's just going to be free reign. And I'm going to love seeing that, man.
really, the only person that can probably stand up to him in trucks now is probably Crafton. But
Crafton's slowly fading.
Finger
yeah,
has some potential.
He's probably, Infinger he's got potential, but like Crafton, he's been just slowly falling. He's probably going to retire in the next 5 years, maybe. So I could see that happening because he's old.
I mean, Snyder's is slated to come back, but maybe he might get 1 win next year. I hope he does, certainly.
I feel like that could happen.
Wonder who's with the GMS boys. Sauter's staying. Creed's in the 2. Haley's gone. Sargent's gone.
Gregson's gone.
Gregson's gone. Burton is in. Gilliland is in.
Isn't Derek Kraus racing too? The truck series or somebody from Arca?
I'm not sure exactly. I think it's part time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
DGR Crossley, they think he'll be racing for them. Natalie Decker is going to be racing there. I don't think she'll get a single top 10, being honest, but
Decker's going to finish 32nd.
Isn't Haley Deegan like running at least some races in the trucks, or is it like
Yeah,
no?
maybe one or two? I don't really know exactly.
Yeah,
I'd say my on Deegan because I feel like she has more potential than Decker because she's actually keeping her time, taking her time to work up and hone her skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. How many races is Decker running? Like 10, I think. In trucks.
I think maybe 12 or 13. It's over half the season from what I know.
Oh no, truck series seasons are like I think 32 races.
23.
No, they're 23. I mean, 20.
Oh, dang! All right. I mean,
yeah, trucks have many off months.
Yeah, I know. That's the big problem with me in trucks because it's like so long. Because like there'd be like one race in April, one race in, and then like it's such a stretch in like the early months. It's bad because I love the truck series. I love NASCAR, and it just sucks that I can't see the truck series.
I mean, the trucks, they could easily be scheduled way better because 23, it could easily be a race every other weekend.
Yeah. Like, oh well. Because, I mean, I see like why they have the schedule now because they want to group races together like all in one weekend. So it'd be like when Trucks goes to Las Vegas, all three series would be there. It helps attendance. So I could see why that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, oh well. I've got to go at 7 because I've got an iRacing race to do. But like, you want to do like predictions for 2019?
Yeah, sure. Let's start with trucks to get our predictions there.
Sider's gonna dominate because nobody really has anything on him. So that's basically what's gonna happen.
Right. And your predictions for Xfinity?
Gosh, it really sucks because Ross Chastain would have won the title this year, and like now that he's like, just now that he's gone, it's just huge competition taken away, and I feel like this would be a good chance for Bell just because Bell was my pick to win the title, and he almost did it. He had the season to prove it, but just couldn't get it done at Homestead. And I feel like he's going to do the same thing as last year, win a lot of the races, win more than any other driver. I think he'd probably finally get it done at Homestead and win it. So
now, the defending champion, Reddick, do I expect him to repeat? No. RCR equipment's not as good as JR Motorsports.
Mm-hmm.
He'll probably get a win or two, and that win will probably come at Homestead. If he makes the Final Four or not, I still think he's going to win Homestead. He beat the shit out of that wall in that race. So, and for Bell, I expect him to do probably 5 wins because he just had a record-breaking rookie season. So, yeah. Now, how about for Ross Chastain? I want to point out another thing too. Chip Ganassi said it's pretty hard to run a team out of pocket. I'd say he could have easily done it if he wanted to. I mean, literally, that's kind of what Moffitt and Hattori Racing did. They knew that they didn't have sponsors for the full season, but they still ran and looked for sponsors actively. It just makes me angry that Chip Ganassi is not even wanting to try that. I mean, literally. What do you say to that, Kyle?
Wait, about Chip Ganassi, like how he doesn't want to.
I mean, really, it just seems like he doesn't even want to try to search for sponsors while taking a little bit of a hit, funding it out of pocket for the first couple races.
I mean, yeah, because he also has a IndyCar team as well, and they're earning a lot of money over there as well. But I could kind of understand why he doesn't, because yeah, the IndyCar team, and what if they all crash? I mean, what? No, wait, what? I don't know if IndyCar is as expensive as NASCAR, but you kind of got to take
It's
into perspective that you know he has to pay for that, and then he has to pay for the Cup Series team and the 42 car.
IndyCar, running an IndyCar team, rating, it's like 3 times as cheaper to run an
yeah.
IndyCar than
This is
NASCAR.
what Penske said. I remember hearing something like that. It's like I can run I can run 3 IndyCar teams at the price of 1 Cup Series team, which is insane. But like I think IndyCar is like universal stuff. Uh, like I know it's the Universal Aero Kit and stuff, and then I think like IndyCar themselves pay for most of the stuff, so that's why the teams are probably cheaper. So I mean, but that's what NASCAR is trying to do because they're trying to make stuff cheaper. So teams, more sponsors, more teams, more drivers. Well, they don't really need drivers, but you know what I'm saying. They need more people, and by doing most of the stuff themselves, or at least making it easier, that'd bring in a lot more people and a lot more money, so they could survive and stuff.
I got a couple more things I want to do here. Well, a couple more questions, I would say. And then we'll go ahead and call it a podcast, a successful episode. What are your thoughts, Eric, on the notion that Chip Ganassi doesn't even want to attempt to look for sponsorship while taking a hit for the first 2 races, funding out of pocket?
I mean, I feel like they'd get every sponsor in before the season starts. So I mean, I know it's tough running a team. It's expensive, but I feel like a team would have all their sponsors lined up. And since they're pretty much their only one is gone, why do it? I mean, I know they probably get probably a sponsor on for maybe 1 or 2 races, but why would you do that? So, because you're not running the full season, it's just 1 or 2 races. It's it doesn't really do anything. You just run it because you can. You have the money to. So it's no point in running 1 or 2 races in a season because you got really nothing to prove. You see those drivers who run 1 or 2 races because it's their first steps. They're learning how to do stuff. Chip Ganassi, they've got everything down. So it's why do they need to do something like that? So yeah, and then let's go to championship predictions before I end this off or leave in 2 minutes.
Trucks, the harder for me.
Yep, Trucks is Sauter for me. Xfinity is Christopher Bell. And then
Cup, I'm going with Johnson.
Cup, I'm going Harvick.
Why is everyone going with Jimmy Johnson?
Yeah, I know.
I swear. I mean, I know he's gonna do good this year. I believe in him. He could
Yeah.
get 1 through 3 wins. I mean, even though I said my predictions in your Discord, Eric, I think I said he would get 5.
I don't think 5 wins, but I feel like he'd be up front more often this year.
Yeah.
Because of this Aero Kit. You'd see a lot of people up front, but you're still going to have the same 3 guys probably pull away at some point in the race. Well, same
win.
2 guys.
All right. So, Eric, you have to leave now, so I figured you'd do your outro first. Go ahead and say your channel name and everything. Just a little goodbye message for now.
Yeah, my channel name's just my name, Eric Kaplinger. I've got 271 subs. Thanks for having me on. And subscribe to Kyle. Subscribe to Green Flag Studios. I see they have 125 subs. So, thanks for having me on. I'll see you.
All right. See ya. Anything you'd like to say, Kyle?
Uh, no, not really. I mean, he already said subscribe to me and you, so I don't know if we really have to say anything.
All right, then. Well, I figured I'm going to let you know here. I'm going to update the description after this. So I'm going to add Eric and Kyle's channel in the description below. They're going to be at the top. So be sure to subscribe to them. And subscribe to my channel here. Put on bell. Click the bell to get notified whenever I go live for episode 3. It should be sometime next week, Thursday or Friday. I'll try to schedule it better so I can actually get people to watch. So, yeah, I would say this episode has been pretty fun. Pretty fun. All right. Goodbye, Jimmy. Anything you'd like to say, Kyle, for a good goodbye message?
Thank you guys all for watching, and yeah, see you guys next week.
All right. This is Green Flag Studios signing off.